Hi guys, I am sorry to be missing the Zoom call. I am in Shippensburg this week doing the Keystone Summit, which is like a big tech event, so I'm excited for that, but I won't be able to be on the call. So I'm going to make a video of myself talking about my projects so that you can hear about what I did. So for my community of readers implementation plan, I am doing building stamina. So I'm going to restructure the way I teach stamina with my kids. They struggle to stay focused on their reading throughout the year, and building that stamina is key. So there's a few action steps I'm going to do this year that are different than what I've done in the past. So the first one is just to really discuss with students what is stamina, model what it looks like, what it sounds like, create a T-chart, and then have the students practice stamina for about 2 weeks. And something that I'm going to do differently this year is I'm going to have my students graph the minutes that they're reading. Each student individually do that graphing so that they're able to see their progress, and then they're going to share that graph on Seesaw with their families. They're also going to rate their reading for the day using an emoji on Seesaw, just to kind of self-evaluate how they think they're doing with their reading stamina. And then I can just meet with any students who are struggling and just kind of describe what I'm observing with them for their stamina, and just continue to meet with them. And then they'll give themselves a final rating. And that way, throughout the year, if we notice kids are getting off track with their stamina, we can go back, look at how they were rating themselves, and just kind of see what we can do to improve that. So that's my first thing. And then the second one, the instructional implementation plan, we're going to do a celebration of reading this year. So Katie gave me a really great idea to do the spotlight on readers and writers in my classroom, which I just love that idea. So the students are going to be able to read a book of their choice aloud to the class. They will write a nonfiction piece to be shared with the class. They'll be able to compare texts, choose their favorites, and display things in our classroom all about them as readers, not just as kids, but as readers, because I want them to see themselves as readers. So they're going to do things like create a chatter pick about themselves as a reader, because I love using that app. They're going to use Seesaw to share more about their favorite books with their class and their family. And then they also are going to read a nonfiction book or a fiction book, but could be either, to the class. And they also have an option to record themselves reading a book, and we're going to add that to a class Flipgrid. I think that's a good option for more shy readers, but also just like a good place for parents even to see, and just to be a celebration of our reading. I did create a rubric for me to use as an assessment tool for this celebration of reading. And I also am going to implement our vertical team a little bit more this year. I don't know if I'm going to have each student pair up with a different third grader to complete their work for this, or just have like 1 or 2 third grade buddies that help all the kids. We'll have to just kind of see how that plays out best. But so each student will have a week where it's their week to be spotlight. And then each day that week during daily 5 time, they're going to have a job to do. So on Monday, they're going to record themselves reading for the Flipgrid. Tuesday, they'll create their chatter pick of themselves talking about like what they like to do, what books they like, things like that. And I'll model for them, of course, what that would look like. Then Wednesday, they're going to finalize their writing sample, which we will display. Thursday will be a pick collage about their favorite book that they make. And then Friday, they will read a book to the class during our morning meeting. So another piece I'm going to implement this year that's different is I am going to make a video each week on Seesaw for families. And Katie also shared with me these 7 strengths of a super reader, which I think are really valuable. So the strengths are belonging, curiosity, friendship, kindness, confidence, courage, and hope. And so each week I will create a video kind of encouraging families to discuss different things with their readers, just to help kind of develop those reading attributes in kids. So I think I'm excited about that. And then any students who are a little more shy, I'll wait until their confidence is built up more before it's their turn to be the spotlight. And we'll make accommodations with maybe if they would just rather record themselves and share that with the class instead of reading in front of everyone. That's an option too. So I did use a lot of the resources that we had for this class. 7 Strengths of Super Readers, the Daily 5 book, of course, because that's a great resource. How to Stop Killing the Love of Reading. I think that's my favorite article. We read this during this class. Cultivating Wild Readers by Donalyn Miller, and then the nonfiction reading on the Flipboard by Pernell Rip. So that's my plan. Thanks for listening.